Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight uh, the forecast is going to be for the upcoming week, 23rd to 29th of October 2020. Was about to say second, but actually it's 23rd. And the first thing that I'm going to do, as per usual, of course, that will be the collective reading. And from the thumbnail itself, you can see the cards I pulled earlier today, but I'm going to show them to you anyway. So the first one for the upcoming week, and the method that I'm going to use today for reading as well is going to be the elemental dignities. So the first card for the week, that is the Fool. And by the way, a bit of a change of scenery. I'm at my parents' place, so yeah, we do have the Fool, first one, followed by the second card for the week. That will be the Empress. And the third card, that will be the Eight of Cups. A bit dim for the cards. There will be one more live stream here, so I'm gonna try to figure out, some kind of a light in front of me in order to illuminate the cards a bit better for the next time. Rocky, thank you for the 27.99 Canadian. Thank you, Rocky. Let me put you into the stream, and as well, Yasmin, thank you for the 20 US dollars. So, this is how the elemental dignity stands. Those three cards. Hello, Rocky. Hello, CZ and Yelby. Hello, guys. Well, it's a bit complicated for the upcoming week. And we do have here within the cards, it is that the week or something within the week itself is going to surprise us. And I don't want to say a big word here, okay, or give rather a big statement, but is going to surprise us big time. Everybody knows that the Fool is a new beginning, and having the Empress next to the Fool card, it is a surprise, because the Empress does suggest that this something, okay, and the Fool could be literally anything, right? It's not within the plans we have. It's not within our anticipations or expectations, if you will, as well. And even more than that, it will be as well something that as it emerges, as it manifests for us, it will be impossible to take a decision about or make a plan about as well, or at least within the week itself. But because we do have the Eight of Cups next to the Fool card, it kind of as well suggests that the circumstances are going to be better than the word is not exactly expected. We do have sequences in life where kind of like whatever emerges usually emerges from a pile of crap, right? Well, this time around, as we do have the Eight of Cups next to the Fool card, it kind of speaks that it's not going to emerge this time around from a pile of crap, but rather from a favorable circumstances. So the whole situation itself is going to be better than usually anticipated, not in the current state, not in the current case, but just in general, usually anticipated. And it's going to be impossible to plan about, because there are going to be a lot of question marks going forward with that particular endeavor that is going to manifest. And this endeavor could be endeavor within our love life, or it could be endeavor within, our career as well. But it is important to go with the flow, go about spontaneously, allow thy muse to kind of like take it off, if you will. Very possible is to be kind of like related and connected with other people, I'm sorry. And as the whole thing takes off, the whole enterprise takes off, the important part of it is going to be the lack of expectations, or rather, like, we should have a lack of expectations, and as well obligations. No obligations should be set or bestowed, at least at the very start of it, at least within the upcoming week, and no irrevocable decisions. That is also something as a guidance that the cards are giving to us. So, just a quick example, take it as if, you are offered some kind of a private job, right? Or just offered a job. Just don't make your conclusions how far you can go with the job and what you're going to do there, and how you're going to tackle with your colleagues and as well with the clients, whatever the case. Just go about as the job comes, and just allow your muse and spontaneous, how can I put it into words, um, spontaneous nature to talk for itself. So it's a new beginning, unplanned new beginning, unforeseen new beginning, so to speak, which is an addition to our current plans but does not fit within them. As a collective reading. All right, so now a few notes about the show before I move forward. For anyone who is new and watching, there are going to be now 12 readings, one for each star sign. I'm going to start with Aries and I'm going to end up with Pisces. You can track which star sign I'm reading for by observing the glyph on my left hand side, or rather like right hand side this time around there. Okay, and bear in mind that these are readings for the star signs. Okay, so as they are going to affect you to a certain extent, take them more as a guidance, because it's very seldom that the reading for your star sign, it is also a concrete and full reading for you and for your situations. And if you do wish me to read for your situations, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you're going to see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So based on your budget and your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. And if you do enjoy the show and you like the streams we do, you like the content, you can support us either through Super Chat or through PayPal, which link again you're going to find in the description down below. And anyone who does that is going to have a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. So that said, starting first, we do have Aries on our hands, and let me shuffle for Aries. First for Aries, that would be the Empress, followed by Three of Swords, and then it is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. All right. So for Aries, it's going to be kind of like a skating on a thin ice, so to speak, week. That is because there is going to be a lot of oh my god, how to say that? A lot of stakes, or a big stakes rather, riding on the whole thing, within this week, for what those cards are showing, there is going to be an important say that is going to be expected from you, whether to say yes, we are going forward, or no, we are stopping here, whether to make it or break it. Okay, but there is going to be an important say, important decision that will reflect your long-term future, so to speak. And this important decision, it's at least this is within the guidance of the cards, and you can do whatever suits you best, of course. But what these cards does suggest is going to be best for you to take or to figure out what you are about to do by withdrawing from the midst of activities. You know, for example, if you do need to make a choice, are you gonna make it or break it with your current partner? Take a bit of a break. Go for a couple of days at your parents' place, or just go stay at a friend, just to withdraw yourself from the whole situation, so you do not allow the situation to influence you emotionally and sway you emotionally in one or another way. Because here within these cards, the decision you need to make within the next week should have nothing to do with your emotions. This is a practical decision about what works for you and about what you gain, if you will, from the whole situation, what you gain from investing in it as well. You may want to gain a lot, you may have been promised a lot, but when you withdraw from, you know, the whole thing, and you see, you draw the line and you see that you have been promised so many things so many times, and you always give, and at the end of the day, when you draw the line, nothing comes in return, and there is no point going forward with it. The point of all that into the upcoming week, the thing that you will normalize, it is the balance in between the giving and taking. But this isn't the balance when you dictate what you can take. What you can take is already given, or rather like is already established. The whole point is that you do balance yourself to give as much as you can take, not to take as much as you can give, right? That is important. And once you do withdraw from all that, what will happen, it is that no longer, or rather like the fear of missing out, because that's what we do have here. The fear, the anxiety of missing out is going to start abating bit by bit, because for what we can see, and it is coming from these two cards, okay? The Empress and the Three of Swords, they show that that is exactly how you can be manipulated, through that fear of missing out. If you don't do it now, okay, and you don't render your verdict, so to speak, now, then you are going to miss something out. Another thing that these cards, but that is a bit unlikely, it is that, can I put it into words? That's the Empress and the Three of Swords is a kind of like a reverse situation. I don't know exactly how to put it into words. You do have a similar situation back in the days, and say back in the days you decided to make it and things didn't work out, so this time instinctively you may choose to break it, so to speak, and that's going to be the wrong choice. The whole point here is that you don't cave under pressure and under the fears that you may have within yourself, or that are bestowed on yourself from the exterior influences, and you can do that by withdrawing from the midst of activities for what you need to make a choice about. All right, next star sign, that will be Taurus. Four of Wands, the Star, Ten of Cups. All right, so pretty simple. with these three cards. That's going to be a week where all the problematic aspects, all the things which are making difficulties, problems, plight, setbacks, if you will, whether in your love life or whether in your career or maybe simultaneously in both, are going to be addressed and attended to. And at some point throughout the week, for what those cards are showing, you are going to feel ready to make your next move, or rather, as they are describing, ready to make the necessary transition to step up the game. And once you do so, you will kind of see that the accomplishment of your standards and your ideals is within the reach. It's just within the reach. What is important, and I don't know the English word here. Let me figure it out. So I do not deceive you with my expression. For the 10 of Cups, that is when one is kind of like fulfilled and happy with what one has, but it is almost like a diversion. For example, those situations, guys, where you have been told that you should be happy for what is created for you and for what you have and all these kind of things, while you can do and go and deserve so much more. And I'm not saying that you should be ungrateful, but what I am saying here is that you should kind of like look at that situation, what you gotta be happy about and fulfilled about and kind of like content about, a bit more critically, and try to kind of like penetrate with your vision. Can you not go for a bit more? Because for what those cards are showing, yes, you can. I mean, you can go for a bit more in terms of career, in terms of love life, and even more than that. I mean, you do deserve a bit more. And the environment is going to be great, because what those cards are showing here is that whatever, again, problems you are facing, they will disappear, and you will not gonna have that usual kind of like struggle and opposition, resistance, for a lack of better expression, in order to manifest whatever the ideal dating for you is, or the ideal job for you is, or the ideal relationship for you is as well. All right. Next, we do have Gemini. Page of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. Three of Swords. It's brilliance, what we have for Gemini. So that's, or at least what those cards are suggesting, these three, it is that at some point throughout the week, you will truly gonna feel your back against the wall. And just on the verge of, I can't really say giving up, but more like accepting that you will be defeated, whether by the circumstances, or whether by your competition, or whether by some kind of an else of a influence. Just on that verge, with again your back against the wall, a brilliant thought, a brilliant maneuver is going to blossom. And yeah, it's blossom. It's going to blossom in your mind. that is going to that this original thought, this brilliant whether idea or whether solution, whether recipe, whatever case, is going to catch everyone with their pants down. No one is going to be ready for what you have to give at that particular point. So you will surprise and amaze everyone around you. Another, for those cards, or another interpretation, it is also this is a week for you where you can reannovate your social circle, or in other words, drop off people that just don't serve anything intellectual anymore. I mean, you don't have anything to talk about, okay? They do not share your vision, they do not support your vision, and you will recognize these people when you think about, what kind of experience you do have with them, and the only answer is going to be that you just wrangle with each other. I mean, it's constant conflict and opposition, and whatever you suggest or say, you do see resistance, or you do feel resistance in there. So, and at some point you will kind of like, throughout the week, you will kind of like see that there is no point moving forward with them. But yeah, I mean, that will be a great week of, can I put it into, well, if you do wish to call it even a reversal, where your adversary or enemy or competition may think that they have you tight, and oh boy, can they be more wrong than that. Right, next, Cancer. Two of Pentacles, Judgment, the Hierophant. These are three cards. Give me a moment. So within the week, there is going to be definitely a change of scenery. And when I do say change of scenery, I mean unenterprising circumstances which you haven't been a part of up until now, like a project you haven't worked beforehand, or a type of a person you haven't interacted with up until now, and for most people, they kind of like fall strange. Like the whole situation may feel strange to the most people, and frankly said to you as well, at least at the start. And what those cards are showing here is that you are going to get the hang of it very, very quickly. This will be a week where no matter what comes your way, Cancer, you will do a great job. Okay, no matter what kind of a project is thrown your way or what kind of a person, you will completely meet and even surpass, if we can say that, the expectations. And that will be a week where you're going to show yourself very reliable, someone who can be counted on, especially career-wise, and someone who can give their soul, if you will, in order to get the job done, regardless of the results at the end. within personal relationships, intimate relationships as well. That is a week where you are going to build trust and as well closeness, if we can call it that way. And the trust is going to be built through the concepts, through the ever-changing concepts within the relationship, and how fast you can, how can I put it into words, readjust based on where that relationship, whether it's an intimate one or whether it's a friendship one, is going forward. And judgment here within these three cards, it's a very peculiar, because next to the Two of Pentacles and having the High Priest, yeah, it's the Hierophant next on the other side of the Two of Pentacles. It kind of shows that, and I don't know if you are such a person, I don't know if Cancer is such a star sign, but it kind of shows that you are going to think for the other side as well as you are going to think for yourself, and that will be prominent. I mean, this will be seen. No one will be able to tell you that you are selfish into the upcoming week, 23rd to 29th of October. And yeah, I mean, you're going to breed confidence, like I said, and reliability. And therefore, a lot will flock towards you. People, tasks, projects, if you will. But on a personal front, what will happen, it is that outdated concepts that you do have, which no longer work, are going to be replaced with the dated one, the one that are going to work from there on moving forward. All right, next, Leo. Uh, Knight of Cups, the Sun, Nine of Swords. Good night, living. Taco, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, mate. Let me put you into a list. All right, Leo. That is going to be a week where I don't know if it's going to be your behavior or your mindset, more to speak, will happen to be oblivious for whatever consequences your actions are going to produce. And there are going to be consequences, because this elemental dignity here shows, okay, that you are going to go against your nature. And under against your nature, I mean against what naturally happens for you. So it seems that for a certain thing, you are going to start swimming against the flow. And what I usually say is that anyone who swims against the flow doesn't accomplish much. In fact, it is the only thing that does accomplish. It's sitting on one place and struggles. But there is another say, that the one who swims against the flow eventually reaches the source. I don't know which is which for you this time around. The only thing that I can tell you, it is that you will be happy. This unnatural thing, whether it is a unnatural type of relationship, okay, whether it is a unnatural type of job, unnatural type of business, unnatural type of a friendship, or a unnatural hobby for you, it will make you happy. And you are going to put a lot of work into it. This is also something we can see here, okay? That isn't going to be something that you just brush off with a light hand. This isn't going to be something that you just try and see if it's going to work out or not. That is something you are going to put your soul and sweat into it. Again, whether it is a unnatural relationship or a natural project or business, whatever case. But the growth will take a lot of effort. There can be a growth, but it's not going to happen without the sweat. It's not going to happen without the difficulties. In fact, it's going to be doubly difficult. It's going to be unnaturally, I can't say problematic, but and slow. But you know, these kind of things where there is always something. For example, you buy yourself, and that is something with myself, you buy yourself a computer and it never starts from the first try. There is always something kind of like gimmicky with it. And that's going to be the case here as well. There is going to be always something. There won't be a point of the endeavor where you are going to feel, yes, everything, it's just, you know, flawless. There is always going to be something. But hey, you're going to be happy. So, if nothing else, prepare yourself to have a very, very interesting experience. All right, Virgo. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, those three cards. Yarabi, thank you for the $20. Thank you. Let me put you into the list. Just give me a second here. Okay. So, for Virgo, some of you may consider or kind of like put a stamp on the week. Boring. Though boring, very fruitful, very efficient kind of a week. Now, the first thing that really, really makes an impression from those cards, it is that you are gonna end up with the right stuff. What I mean is that you are gonna end up with the right position for yourself, or amongst the right people, or at the right place, okay, or with the right help. No, help is excluded. More like with the right organization that is gonna be a part of your deeds moving forward. And in generally, that's under this energy, that's gonna be the week where you are gonna fall at the right stage, whether in your career or whether in your love life. And falling into the right stage, you are gonna end up being quite solid. What I mean is that just you will have or build a very solid foundation for yourself, for your business, for your love life, for your friend, for your friendship circle, social circle. Okay, and there are gonna be still more potential, but within the build up until now, or within this week. So whatever you build within this week, whether you build a relationship or whether you build trust within you and a client, or whether you start building as some kind of a project or hobby, whatever, you need to know that there is still potential in it even after the week itself. So the deal could be bigger, the friendship could be bigger, the love could be bigger, the job could be bigger, and so on and so forth. But it is important to go naturally about it, not to force it, not to push it. Because if you try to push it, most likely it's going to be a shade. So just hard slow, or rather like move slowly forward, and there is no chance that you won't be able to maximize on 100% your gains from whatever foundation you are going to build. Because with the Nine of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles, these two cards in their interaction, it is where the the requisitions of the endeavor are accustomed to you, but yet you do not dictate them. This isn't an acquisition on your behalf where you define how things are going to go about it. It defines how things are going to go about it, but this definition is very, very accustomed to your capabilities, to your sight, to your affinities, and as well to your skills and state of mind as well. Anna, thank you for the $20. Thank you, Anna. At the end of the stream, you are going to have your personalized reading. Let me put you into the list. There we go. All right. So I could say that up until this point, Virgo has the best reading, because just they are going to, this isn't even a consolidation, this is an establishment. Okay, you are going to establish yourself into the reciprocal state of the hierarchy. So things aren't going to be hard, but they're not going to be exactly easy, and the rewards from your deeds are going to be exactly matching, okay, your state of expertise, your state of knowledge, your state of dedication, you name it. All right, next, Libra. Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Those three cards. Very gainful and very enterprising week ahead, but in order to cash it in, so to speak, you Libra gotta be ready to put yourself, or rather like step outside, if you will, your comfort zone. And as well, trust is also a thing you need to have, like trust into someone, trust into a certain organization, trust in the people that you are working with, and so on and so forth. That isn't a week where you can not exactly break through, but rather take on new things on your own, a bit unfortunately, because for what these cards are showing, whatever new enterprise, a gainful project, a gainful relationship, you know, if you will as well, a gainful hobby is always going to be related to somebody. And under somebody, I also mean organization as well. So it's going to be dependent. And that may not be a thing you like, but if you want to be a part of it, at least for the time being, okay, at least for the time being, you got to close your eyes and allow yourself to be dependent on these people or that person. And for what it's worth, for what these cards are showing here, you won't be taken advantage of at least throughout the week, and that is a step which is required. We can see it with the Six of Swords and the Ace of Wands being together. That is a threshold. You just have to, at some point in your life, close your eyes and just take the chance. Because every time certain enterprises are going to come to that. Can you trust something or somebody with everything you got? And at some point you will have to. And for what those cards are showing, that is a week where it will be beneficial and gainful for you. On a very personal front, within this week, it's very likely that for you to discover a talent or a skill of yours that it's something you are born with, but you never needed up until this point, so you had no clue you possess. But alas, you do, and you can put it within the arsenal of all the skill and knowledge and talents you have up until this point, that you have developed up until this point. So you can just, be better. All right, next, Scorpio. Six of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Queen of Wands. It's a barrier. It's not a creative block, it's more of a circumstantial block. Like, for example, you are called for a party and you really want to go, but it happens that you are on a different place, you're traveling somewhere, so it's a circumstantial block rather than a creative block. And throughout the week itself, there are going to be a fair share of those situations where we, because I am Scorpio as well, we would wish the circumstances to be different, but alas, they won't be. Okay, so there are going to be quite a few things for us to regret throughout the week that we aren't there. So we can see each other with that individual, or to take the job, But what's can I put it into words? If this is going to kind of like take your mind at ease, is that whether the situation isn't boiled enough, or in other words, the situation isn't quite ready for us at that point, or it is just something we better kind of like pass, if you will. The universe itself is going to protect us from it, even though it's going to look good just as a package, but within the package itself, the whole deal isn't gonna be very good. So my point here is that even though we may not be able to kind of like take full advantage of all the opportunities that are going to come our way next week, or this week rather, should not be a reason to regret it, and as well to beat on ourselves. It's just everything when the time comes, and the time isn't now, at least for the majority of the enterprises which are going to be presented in front of us. On the flip note, it does look like that we are going to scratch out quite of a few mundane problems that we are facing on a day-to-day routine, or rather like on a day-to-day basis, and that is going to make our life a lot more peaceful and a lot more homogeneous, for a lack of better expression. That is not a good week, Scorpio, to ask for help. In fact, that is a week where whatever challenges you are facing, you gotta face alone, because no one can do what you can do. And the best case scenario, if you go for a help, is that this help is going to postpone the challenge, but not overcome it. And ultimately, you will have to overcome it as well yourself. The way the example I like to give it is like to take a loan in order to kind of like repay a loan, and at the end of the day you are still in debt. So it's just kicking the can down the road, but ultimately you will have to be the one at the end of the day to kind of like bend over and pick it up. I'm glad, Anna. I'm glad that you like it. All right, Sagittarius. Ace of Wands. The Hangman. Oh my God. Temperance. All right. Sagittarius is dethroning Virgo in terms of not exactly positivity, but more like a acquisition. Hey Sean, welcome to the stream. All right, so for Sagittarius, guys, it's amazing because it does look like that this is going to be a huge stir. Things are going to lull your way. And then there are things I am talking about almost everything. More business, more introductions, more things to do, okay? More enterprising events, and all of them gainful. And you can kind of like feel it, or your experience, if I can draw it from the cards, is going to be like this. That up until this point, for the past, say, a few weeks or maybe a couple of months, an year even, it's like your life was on halt in a certain fields at least. And now it's going to feel like the floodgates had been opened, and the flood is gold. All right, it's a flood of opportunities. It's a flood of interesting events, interesting circumstances. Okay, circumstances that you don't necessarily have the necessary, say, experience or an expertise, but you can learn. And in fact, you will learn, and you are gonna very, very quickly catch up with all that. And thus, after this week, your life will be far, far more interesting than the life you do have right now. So, in completely, how can I put it into words, humane way, okay, your expectations could be new introduction, new job here, that's just your career is going to start. If you are writing a book, some kind of a flood of ideas may come your mind, and all of them gainful, right? It's a very situational, for your personal situation. If you don't have any love life, again, a flood of people that at some point you can literally choose which one you want to go forward with. And again, all of them gainful. And the beauty of it is having the temperance next to the ace of wands. This is the astute sense of what's gonna work and what not, and the sense of just not overcooking the thing, right? Where you involve yourself into the business, involve yourself into the relationship, into the friendship, and you involve yourself just so much so you can maintain the interest from the other side, your interest, make things work, but not overkilling it. It is just putting enough ingredients, and under ingredients I mean will, dedication, personal performance, putting enough of those ingredients so you are maintaining, so to speak, the golden line, not overstepping it, but also not underplaying it. So it's going to be a great week for you, Sagittarius. Right, Capricorn. Three of Swords, Ten of Wands, the Devil. Those three cards. And that's going to be a week, Capricorn, where it's going to become clear what it takes. For example, you want to make a business successful, and that's going to be the week where the requirements, for lack of better expression, are going to become clear. What is going to take for you to make that business successful? What is going to take from you in order to make that relationship successful, or that friendship successful, okay? Or what's going to take to buy a home, what's going to take to buy a car, whatever the case, all right? It's very situational, but that's going to be the week where it's going to become perfectly clear what is going to take. You are not going to like it. We do have the Devil next to the Three of Swords, meaning that what's going to take it is, in fact, the opposite. If this is the scale and here is the 0, right? And that's what you are hoping that is going to take, this is what's going to take, all right? So it will be completely opposite, and you are not going to like it, right? And I'm sorry that I'm saying it, but that's how it stands here. Alas, it doesn't make it irrelevant, okay? So I don't know. I think that you do have a choice to make here. To go against your wishes, yearnings, if you will, and in fact also is giving away a control. That's also what's going to be involved in it, okay? So it's a choice, going against yourself and giving away control, and ultimately having, I had another sentence here, I'm sorry, my mind kind of like mixed up. Having the rewards from it, Capricorn. In other words, you have a choice. Be servant and get your reward at the end, or stick for yourself, stick with, you know, your own personal vision, standards, whatever the case, and be left empty-handed. It's up to you to decide. But if you do decide the latter rather than the former, you need to know that that is not the only thing in the world. What I mean is that if you do decide that you are not going to become a servant to that individual that you want to be with, this isn't going to be the last person on the earth. If you don't want to become a servant to the job, you know, that you want to be a part of, that's not going to be the only job in the world. Okay. And how can I put it into words? Well, what's going to fall down to if you choose the latter rather than the former is how fast you can stop beating yourself of regret that you haven't done the opposite. Submit. This is about being subdued, right? This is about you being subdued. And once you are subdued, like a favorite pet, you are going to be given a reward, a candy or whatever case. That's what we have here. So it's a week where you need to choose your path. Choose wisely. On the personal front, that's going to be the week where the harder it gets, the better you perform. What do you mean, Yarabi? Hello, Jasmine. All right, Aquarius. Temperance. Seven of Swords. Eight of Wands. It's pretty simple for well, if I use another word, I will break the community guidelines. That is why I use the servant word, but it's actually the other S word that it is a synonym to the servant. Okay, so that's what I meant, but I cannot say it because you know, freedom of speech, so to speak. Or I think I can't say it. I don't want to risk saying it. All right, I just don't want to risk saying it so I don't offend anyone. All right, so Aquarius, a week. Yeah. A week within which, guys, and I am very happy of seeing those cards because that's the week where there is going to be a way, okay, to take and make a do. You think you deserve something, okay? You think you deserve better pay. You think you deserve better treatment. You think you deserve respect. Whatever you think you deserve. According to these cards, the self-righteousness you have is going to be very well aligned with the universal one. So a situation arises within the next week, Aquarius. Oh my God. I do apologize. But I got a bit excited and sneezing. So situation arises and immediately, you know, instinctively you feel what you deserve from it. And that is exactly what you do deserve. And the circumstances themselves, bottom line is here, there is always going to be a way how you can get it. No matter, you know, the other side, how much is going to try to deprive you of it, to bereft you from your gains. to screw you around, so to speak. We are always going to find a way to take if we cannot get what we deserve. And some of the situations are going to be so that we will have to storm them, right? Some conflicts may ensue, but ultimately at the end of the day, things are going to align in such a way that they're always going to serve our agenda. It may serve the common agenda, but they are definitely going to serve our agenda. So that week, there are going to be many options available in front of us, many ways how we can approach one or another thing. And what I can get from the cards in terms of guidance here is that just don't how can I put it into words? Don't take the first option available if it is something you do not like, if it is something that does not serve your purpose, that it is not serving our purpose. There is going to be a better one coming. And another thing here is that there is going to be much more respect from those around us toward us. I mean, it doesn't matter if people agree with us or not. It's just they are going to respect us because they're going to see that we actually, this time around, we do stand for ourselves. We show strong backbone. We show that we are holding our grounds, and that is going to breed a lot of respect. Right. And last but not least, Pisces. Seven of Pentacles. Actually, that's Five of Pentacles. Sorry, Five of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Two of Swords. So there was a time, and probably she still thinks it, Pisces Moonbeam, where she was probably twice a week telling me that I am sabotaging myself. Probably she thinks that still. And for Pisces, it's kind of true according to these cards. And that is what's going to be the main topic this week for you, Pisces. You will figure out, if you will, or discover, come up to a conclusion about whatever, premonition that's going to be, what exactly, where, and how you are sabotaging yourself. Because at least according to these cards, guys, you do deserve a huge leap into development. You do deserve a huge breakthrough. But there is a part of you, part of your lifestyle, that is shooting you in the foot. And in the next week, or rather like in this week, because we are already within this week, you will figure out what is that part of your lifestyle. And whether you change it or not is entirely up for you to decide. It could be that you are smoking. It could be that, you're way too trusty, or that you do not trust at all. It just is going to be very, very personal. So every single one of you will be a different thing. And it comes to that. Can you fix it? Can you change your lifestyle? And as you do, you are going to establish again a huge leap into development, whether love development or whether business development. But the bottom line here is that it's going to become clear to you throughout the week that this isn't about an exterior influence. This isn't about, waiting the right moment. There is no right moment having that part of your lifestyle. And once you change it, every moment is going to be the right moment for you. So it's a personal transformation. It's a week of a personal transformation for you, Pisces. And once you do it, everything is going to go easy. Your love life is going to go easy from there on moving forward. Your business is going to go easy. Your friendships are going to go easy, at least in the near future. So it's going to be, again, a personal transformation toward a better and higher self. Hell, it could be like that. You may be struggling with your money, and that week could be the week where you're going to see that a certain part of your lifestyle is devouring your expenses or your finances. I'm sorry, because Five of Pentacles usually is interpreted as poverty, money issues, but that isn't because you are not making money. That is because you are spending more than you are making. Okay, somewhere there is a leak. There is a leak that you need to plug, and that is the week where you identify the leak. Now, whether you plug it or not, your choice. All right, so that was for the 12. Now, super chat. Anyone support the stream or is about to support the stream, should you decide, through whether super chat or PayPal, you guys are gonna have your reading right now. Hello, Christy. Charity, I'm sorry. I don't know why I read you Christy. Right, Yasmin, those are your cards. It's a great week for you. It's a great week because nothing will happen random, or rather like under a random circumstances, very controlled environment, and very, how can I put it into words, predictable, so to speak, environment. It is what the week is going to present for you. Also, throughout the week, you are going to have a lot of time to catch up your breath, a lot of time to think, a lot of time to decide how you want to have it, because that's what boils down to. Within the week, you are going to kind of like withdraw, straight away withdraw from whatever ideas other have, or whatever accomplishments others have been reached up until this point. And instead of kind of like following other people's advice or examples, you are going to build a personal view, a personal sight, whether of a business, whether of a relationship, and that thing is going to happen to be a lantern for you, a lantern that is going to illuminate whatever dark path you are going through right now. Bottom line here is that this week, Yasmin, you are going to end up making a very important plan for your long-term success, for your long-term future, a plan that is gonna end up being very comfortable, something that you are gonna be comfortable as well following. And after this, after this plan is structured, so to speak, that could be business plan or a family plan or just a plan for your life. After that plan is structured, it's very, very unlikely that you are going to be thrown off the rails. Okay, it's very unlikely that that's going to happen. Should you find yourself in a dark place, like I said, You are about to see the light at the end of the tunnel here into the upcoming week, or rather like a resolution, a way out, if you will. And it is just that week is going to end up you focusing on very essential and substantial thing that will just going to sprinkle and infuse, so to speak, importance, meaning, and sense of life in your life. So bottom line here is that just your life will become way more important into the upcoming week. All right, Rocky. Those three cards, Rocky. Well, within this week, a particular individual or a organization, Rocky, it could be one of the two, right? It's not gonna be willing, so to speak, to make a certain compromise. Okay, so that's an individual or organization who is willing to give, but with the premise it is that ultimately they're gonna take more than they're gonna give. So it's more of a warning than anything else that you do have. This week, whatever you are offered, think very carefully what you give in return, because according to these cards, again, is going to be far more than what you can take. Now, can you make a good deal? It's just you're not going to have the means. That's what those cards are showing throughout this week. You ain't going to have the means, and it's going to be very difficult for you to enforce your opinion. So you are saying something, you're saying how things are standing for you, and just the other side wouldn't listen. No, it's not like they wouldn't listen, they wouldn't fathom. They just can't fathom, your status, they can't fathom where you're coming from, your position, and that's why, there won't be, or it's going to be very difficult to find a common ground into the upcoming week. Now, that doesn't mean that this ground cannot be found later on. So it's a warning not to kind of like take lightly propositions that you are going to have, because you're going to have a proposition, and that proposition should be with the incentive of investment. Like, for example, your boss want to invest in you, like pay for some kind of a qualification, some kind of a courses you to go through, but with the caveat, or rather like with the stipulation that you are going to work for them for the next 5 years. That is a huge investment from your behalf, and not much of an investment from there. At the end of the day, what is a course to be paid for, say, a multi-million-dollar company, for example? It's nothing for them. But for you, signing for 5 years, not being able to withdraw, if not you pay a severance package, it's a lot of investment. So do not take, lightly what you will have to invest into the upcoming week. Other than that, Rocky, it's pretty much what those, I don't know what about, but what those cards are saying, it's that it is a done deal. Okay. What I mean, it is the up until now. You may have agreed to something up until now, it's a done deal. And while you can change here and there some aspects of it, they are a minor aspects, and that is not going to reshape the whole deal, at least not throughout the week itself. That is what you have coming for you in the next 6 7 days. All right, next, taco. I made those are your cards. Well, that's Eight of Wands and Six of Pentacles. These are atypical, meaning that they're not usually um, opportunities that are coming your way. So these are atypical opportunities, a week of them that you are going to have them. For example, propositions that typically doesn't come your way, for example, activities that typically doesn't come your way as well. So it's going to be an interesting week from that point of view. The other elements of dignity, Eight of Wands and the Magician, that is efficiency in a sense of that it's just you can make everything work that week, and how you're gonna use this, so to speak, influence, or so to speak, energy, is entirely up to you. And you can make everything work, especially with your words. So if you want to negotiate something, if you want to make your points across known, okay, or make some kind of announcement, or just build sovereignty through speech, it's a great week for you to do so. There are going to be so many ways how you can convince someone into what you believe in. For example, there are going to be so many ways how you can strike a deal. There are going to be so many ways as well how you can, if you will, manipulate someone as well, if that's your thing as well, with your words. And also there are going to be so many places, if you will, where your skills are going to be greatly appreciated. And the last thing that I'm going to say for you, and just I hope that I do not bolster your gambling nature for as much as you have it, is that this week it's very unlikely that any risk is going to pay off in a negative way. Like, you take the risk and you lose, because risk is usually associated with a loss. But take that with a grain of salt, okay? Because I don't want to be a reason for you losing something. But the Eight of Wands in the Magician, I'm not certain that I know what this word auspicious mean. Well, take it, gamble with situations rather than gamble with your money. Okay, gamble with a situations, like you use your skill somewhere where you are not certain is going to work out, and it works out. Okay, or say something that you are not certain that is going to produce result, and results and produce results. But in generally, what those cards are showing for you, Taco, it is that throughout the week, you will mitigate risks very, very well. I'm gonna say it that way. Oh yeah, it's gonna be very positive, but also you need to know that it's gonna be like a surge of adrenaline and a high tide. And while it's good that you're gonna ride it throughout the week, just don't forget yourself. That is very, very important. Thank you, Taco. Right, Yada B. About your love life this week. Let's check it out. Thank you, Taco. All right, Yada B. Those are the cards. Are you dating? Because what the cards are showing here, Yada B, is that things in terms of what it takes or other requirements are not going to get better. There are a couple of choices. Well, okay, so none of these choices is going to look better. I'm going to say it that way. None of these choices is going to look better, but it's going to become easier going forward with those choices. Okay. Bottom line with these cards here, and that is very reminiscent to one of the readings I did, it is that you are going to kind of like know what you are involving yourself into, okay, and what is going to be required from you, in other words, what is going to take. And it's not going to be difficult for you to kind of like live up to it. But again, these choices, they ain't going to become better. Ultimately, according to these cards, you can go for whichever one suits you best. Okay, just whichever one, for as long as you are willing to kind of like answer the call of what is required. Or I guess you can go for that. Let's check it out. You can definitely go for that one. We have the four of wands. Okay, we can definitely go for that one. But again, with the other three cards, at least throughout the week, there are requirements, and you gotta fit into them. So the other person, it does have its expectations, and you gotta fit into those expectations. It's not gonna be difficult for you to do so. Okay, but again, the situation in between you and that person, or rather like your impression, not the situation but your impression of that individual, is not gonna get any better. So bottom line here, Yalabi, the ball is in your turf and you gotta play it out. If you don't play it out, nothing happens. Well, if that's what it takes, that's what you gotta do. I never said that it's gonna be easy, okay? What I'm saying it is that the ball is in your turf and you gotta play it out according to the rules of the game. If you don't want to play the rules, there is no game then. That's that. I mean, you ultimately have to kind of like, this week, that is, decide what you want to do. Are you going to make a move or not? And if you don't make a move, nothing happens. Because this Eight of Cups is indicative. I mean, this week is not going to present you with a better circumstances, so to speak. In fact, having the Eight of Cups next to the Ten of Wands, it's unlikely that the next week is going to present you with better circumstances, or even the next month, so to speak. You have them as best as you can, at least for now. And if you want things to happen now, you have to play it out, not to wait the other side to play it out. All right, Anna, let's see what your week is all about. Very possible. Very, very possible for you, Anna. These are your cards now that you opened that topic. If so, it will happen very suddenly and very unexpectedly. Thank you, Yadavi. So Anna, what we have for you is that this is going to be a week of breakthroughs. If soulmate is your breakthrough, then soulmate it is. And again, it's very, very possible because you will be acknowledged what those cards are showing. I mean, you will make a very strong impression. I don't want to even say, well, I'm going to say it, okay? Desire. You are going to make a strong desire into someone. I don't know if it's going to be a business one or intimate one, but there is going to be desire. There is going to be a individual, organization, or you know, an entity, if you will, that will want you to be a part of, okay, of their life, of their business, and so on and so forth. From another point of view here, are huge reversals. Things that are failing, they will kind of like get the, or you will within those things get the upper hand into the upcoming week. And only thing you have to do, or rather like you need to possess in order this to happen, is opportunistic nature. You see the opportunity, you take the opportunity, because the opportunities are going to be very neutral, right? That's not going to be something that tells you here, take it. It is just what's going to happen. It is that there are going to be a shuffle of the circumstances, you know, a very abnormal, how can I put it into words, state of the situation, and you're going to see your chance in it, and you got to take that chance, or it's going to be a very, very beneficial for you to take that chance, and you are going to be the only one who sees it, you know. Become that abnormal situation kind of like manifests, you share it with a friend of yours and they say, no, I don't think that is going to work. No one tells you that it's going to work, but you see and you know that it's going to work. You got to take it, because what you are going to have is very, very astute sense into the human nature, into how to prevail, how to establish and execute successful business maneuvers, how to approach a person, how to make your points across. Is generally you are going to have the know-how, and it's advisable for you to use it. There is going to be as well a very big call from the universe from you, again through the circumstances. So that's going to be something only new, or only you are going to see, and you have to answer that particular call. Super important week. for you. And that's going to be the week where maybe from a very, very long time, okay, you will have an option available that pretty much have no compromises in it. That's going to be your call, okay, the call from the universe. No compromises in it, whether with your love or whether it's the way you do business, and you take it. And again, this call is going to manifest through a quite of a surprising circumstances. Yeah, it's hugely promising week, and it should be a very successful week for you. And as you mentioned, soulmate, I wouldn't be surprised by the look of those cards. But it's the way I'm going to classify it, it's a magnificent, immaculate breakthrough that's you are going to pretty much execute and establish. If it is in your love life, then a soulmate it is. All right, guys. So uh, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity. And we are gonna see each other next time. Until then, bye.